My name's Lau Hardy. I own and operate New Wave Tattoo in the North London suburb of Muswell Hill. I've got a good crew of people who work with me.
Is your favorite tattooist?
Yeah, stuck with it.
This is New Wave Tattoo, the movie. I think there's an association with criminality, the military, and with bikers and subcultures because their tattoos were very, very visible, and a lot of guys who did go off into the military, especially in the Second World War, got tattoos perhaps to remind them of loved ones or just because they had the money to do it. You know, there's an old saying with sailors, stewed, screwed and tattooed, and that's because when they'd been at sea for ages and then got into port, there was always prostitution, there was always alcohol, because the sailors had money to spend, and of course tattoo studios opened up around there. Believe it or not, you know, research has been done that goes back to the late 1700s into the 1800s with some very artistic tattooing going on. In the 1970s there was a big teddy boy revival, and going to clubs, pubs and venues across London, you used to see a lot of the older generation teddy boys with very visible tattoos. The tattoo that I was doing today on my friend Dan was a skull with a tiger's head on the top. He came in with a concept and we created that design on Photoshop to give him an idea of how it would look. He was happy to go ahead with it.
That's it, it's all that down there, that in there, my chest and my ribs, I've got one on my ribs. They were done here but not by Lau. And then these two on that arm. That one says with arms wide open. That's a song by a band called Creed. That's about when my daughter come into my life. If you listen to the lyrics, it's about how it changes my life. It's pretty much the only one with meaning.
Did you see it online, or is it something you've been thinking about?
Yeah, I see it online, a similar one online. So I asked him to draw up his own one, and then we come up with that.
Unfortunately, because he was going out tonight, we couldn't finish the tattoo. We worked on it all day. It's going to need one more session, but I really enjoy doing this kind of work. Black and grey style like that. It's good as well that he was a customer who could sit there and take it being tattooed all day. Sometimes not everyone has got that endurance level, but the tattoo, when it's finished, will I'm sure look cool. It's going to form part of a sleeve that he's having done. The explosion in tattooing can be put down to various things, which are the availability of equipment, the stigma's been broken on it, the underground element that existed within it, the mysterious elements. TV programs, reality TV shows have took it to the masses. You have to think that when I first started tattooing, there was no internet, there was no Sky TV, no satellite TV, there wasn't even DVDs, and gradually things have come along that have given greater exposure to tattooing and offered it to the wider public. You combine this with the amount of celebrities and sports people that have got tattooed that then influence other people to go and get work done. This all explains how the tattoo explosion has happened. Even the collapse of the Iron Curtain, Eastern Bloc countries where perhaps tattooing was confined to prisons. Now you see some amazing artists that have picked up the tattoo machinery and are working from these countries. Same as the Far East, China, Taiwan. These places all got people that are creating beautiful tattooing. The tattoo that I'm doing on Taylor's ribs, it's the third session today. It's a Japanese pagoda with a background of trees, mountains and waterfalls. The pagoda was done from an image that I found on the internet, and that was lined onto him. It's quite precise to get the detail in. The background has all been done with shaders. It's a much easier method to use. It's not quite as precise because it's what we call a soft background. The pagoda is the main feature of the tattoo, and it's done with black diluted ink to get different shades of grey, so you can get different tones in there.
Yeah, for one of my birthdays quite a few years ago, I got a Tim Burton magazine, not a book. So he'd done a book with all of his collections of drawings. I hadn't seen it anywhere else, but someone just knew that I liked him and they bought it for me. It's got like 300 pages in it. And yeah, I just picked loads of ideas from there. That's the sleeve. It's Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, this is all, this half's all Tim Burton. Oh. So this arm, this sleeve and this piece here is all Tim Burton. So that's the Headless Horseman.
It's quite a sore place to get done, but Taylor's a bit of a warrior, he can handle it. It reminds him of his holiday in Japan. When I first took over this shop, it was around about 1981. It had been a grocery shop, but it was left just pretty derelict inside. It's in the middle of nowhere, but back in those days it was very hard to find someone who would rent you a shop or to be able to afford a shop. That's how I ended up here, kind of in the middle of nowhere. I got a tip off someone was renting the studio. Back in those days there was only enough work for one artist, even if that, you know. I did other jobs to support my income. In my tattoo career I've been very fortunate to tattoo some high-profile people, celebrities, musicians, sports people. I would say that probably one of the highest profile of them was Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, who I tattooed his neck. He's a very nice guy. But I've tattooed lots and lots of footballers. I support Tottenham Hotspur and tattooed lots and lots of the players from there, which as a fan of the club was kind of a great honour that they selected to come to my studio to get tattooed. Trends happen very quickly in the tattoo world. At the moment it's pocket watches. Hundreds and hundreds of pocket watches people want. When Beckham was in a lot of the public eye, it was all black and grey religious sleeves. Now we see a lot of people going to specialist artists for full colour portraits, ultra realism. There's so many different genres, and it moves very, very quickly now, because you can do a tattoo now. Years ago you'd have to send a picture of it to a magazine, hope they printed it. Now you can put it on your website, Facebook, you know, Instagram, Twitter, and it's there. People often ask me where I'm going to go with the studio or what's going to happen, and I have to say that I'm quite a contented sort of person. I don't have any desire to open a shop on a main road or be in the West End of London. There's lots of established shops already there. I like Muswell Hill, I like this little part of the world. I can walk to work every day. I know people around here. I just feel really, really comfortable being here. As I say, financially I feel that, you know, I've got everything I really want in life. You know, I don't want Rolls Royces, I don't want diamonds, and that, you know, I've got a real simple life away from tattooing. I just like to spend time with my girlfriend and walk my dog, and that's it really. So I think I'm going to just be here for as long as I can keep walking to work and my eyes don't give up on me. I'm still going to be tattooing.